Hello everybody, one last mini rant for the afternoon to lead us into the evening. How useful these videos are. Where have they been all my life? Just over the past year. That's less than a year I've been trying to do this. 2 years when I've been watching them a lot more. And such a useful means of verbal exercise, mental verbal exercise, psycholinguistic exercise. Call it what you like, don't reinvent the wheel. My voice, I've been very unhappy with my diction, and even sort of hearing my own words. I don't know what it is, adenoids, whatever. I mean, I have physically small ears. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Or just another one of my strange quirks. But yes, mini rant, let's not make it too long. Mediocrity of those who teach us and push us around. And I've watched an Alan Watts video, a very popular philosopher, about how sometimes you can feel like the one person who doesn't achieve something. I'm pretty certain I feel that way about driving and a whole host of other things. Something which 2 years ago I failed at, and it sort of catalysed me even further into doing this, into going my own way and no contact. Although, to be honest with you, I was already thinking I wanted to drive away if I did pass. And don't tell the Empire too much, they'll strike back. Never tell anyone what you're thinking, as they say in The Godfather. But trying to think of a good allegory, I can't. I am the servant of the blue fire, you shall not pass. That's interesting. I've always been popular at school, me. Think, man, think. One of the things was chemistry, and you think to yourself, like, I used to want to be a veterinarian, and I failed abysmally. I used to pass science tests at secondary school. I used to win science quizzes, that's what I'm looking for. So a very good memory. But for my form, and I used to get form prizes. Even then, I think I had a passive-aggressive streak. I used to be very unpunctual. And I think it's probably passive aggression or certain excesses of brain activity. You can blame the Asperger's if you want to, but that may or may not be actually be real. And there's enough reasons morally and intuitively why people do what they do sometimes, aren't there? Not to have to bring in syndromes if you really want to. Hence we now understand that narcissism and codependence in my parents has a lot to do with what happened to me. Or I'll call that say that covers a multitude of sins. I'll say that explains everything. I'll say that'll be the bugbear. Because I was saying it was Asperger's at my very lowest ebb. And if I had different parents, or been even more messed up, I think that could quite easily have been schizophrenia, bipolar, or something else. If I was in a Soviet regime, it could be the need for re-education, chronic need for re-education, or something like that. But here in our liberated land, we have other words for these things. And I'm just thinking why people do a job like chemistry teacher, biology teacher, to train doctors. Because I mean, doctor's a bit more like the best job, isn't it, than a teacher. Teacher's pretty good as well, and doctors can be narcissists, malignant narcissists also, and vets and whoever else. They're sort of things. Who made the rule that, oh, you need your sciences and your maths if you're going to work closely with and humanely with people and even animals. I mean, that in itself seems malignant. I mean, it is a good marker of intellect to do those things, but it's like to float so low down in the class like I did and wonder why years later you still can't do it. It's this pressure, isn't it? It's this flashbacking. If you let it go, like Alan Watts said, it doesn't matter. Suddenly, oh, actually, some of that makes more sense. And yeah, my dad said, you're not going to be a vet now. I'm getting a bit long in the tooth for it now, yeah, but I mean, that was 10 or 15 years ago. So I perhaps have a reason to be embittered in that way about something like that. That someone would say, would rule out a chance that was a lot better than a lot of other people. No, you're not really science oriented, you should do psychology. Well, that didn't work out either. I never managed to do. No, you're not really this, you should be that. No, you're not really a gardener, you should do this. You don't have to do that now, you've done the horticulture course. No, you're not really a... When is your fucking laundry list of to-dos for another person going to end, Dad? Does it have to mean that you are no longer my dad? Well, I guess it does. At the age of 36, you realise the teachers were bad, but the parents are even worse.